Fam, let's talk about miracles. What is a miracle? It is defined as an improbable accomplishment surpassing human powers, beyond our abilities, done through divine intervention, as it cannot be normally achieved by us. We heard of miracles from prophets like the parting of the sea, walking on water, talking to animals, and healing the sick. As amazing as they were temporary, meant for people of that time. Now, as years passed, we can't examine them or prove them, so to accept them, only on faith we're forced to rely. But God granted us minds and intellect, so we can contemplate and reflect. We should not accept things without evidence. We cannot rely just on faith. So, with the coming of the final messenger, we needed a miracle unlike any other. We needed something that will not only benefit us, but transcend time and could be examined and analyzed. A miracle that would be a sign for us during the age when no prophet is there, through which we could be guided, connect with God, heal our soul, and of the higher truth become aware. We needed a miracle which would be available for anyone to see, no matter from what country, what race, or generation they be. Is such a thing even possible? Certainly for God it is, and He granted it to us. So simple yet so profound, a miracle to be conveyed to the whole planet with ease. So what is it, and how do we know it's from God? Anyone can claim things, but what proof do we got? This miracle is a sacred text, the Holy Quran, direct words of our Creator, brought down to Prophet Muhammad through Angel Gabriel at the start of Islam. Any book which claims directly to be from God deserves to be analyzed and given some thought. If, however, people say a scripture is from our Creator, but its text doesn't claim to be, that scripture can be automatically dismissed as a fallacy, because when God sends humanity a message, He proclaims that it is indeed from Him, leaving no room for doubt or rejection on a whim. In chapter Al-Hijr, ayah 9, God told us, "No doubt, we have sent down this Quran, and we most surely are its guardian." What a bold claim for a book. So let's think for a minute. If it were to be from God, what information would be in it? It would contain things impossible for a prophet to know. In other words, texts that cannot be composed by a human being alone. It would include incredible insight into our universe. It would contain answers to our personal and global problems, providing ultimate solutions. Its message would be powerful enough to move the world, directing to path of righteousness and closer to God. It would explain who we are, why we were created, and our purpose on earth, be a source of wisdom about things which cannot be observed. It would be a book that cannot be changed. There would not be any mistakes or contradictions in it. It would withstand the test of time and developing science, and it would provide our mind and soul with illuminating guidance. Okay, before we look into the Quran to establish if it qualifies, let's consider what was public knowledge level 1400 years ago during the time it was brought to us. Majority of people, including Prophet, were illiterate. Arabs believed heaven is held by pillars from falling, worshipped stones and statues, made sacrifices for rain, and relied on fortune-telling. Bedouin tribes in the desert, unable to read or write, they had very little understanding. On random information coming from surrounding areas and travelers they relied. Mecca, the city of the Prophet, was a place of pilgrimage where pagans from all around would come to worship their statues. Meccans' main concern were their idols, hunting, farming, and trade, so what they knew was limited to that. The era of ignorance is what they called that state. So when Quran was revealed, it was read like a song, a recitation, more beautiful than Arabs ever heard. It carried astonishing information. As one of the signs, God tells us about the universe, saying, "And the universe we constructed with power and skill, and verily we're expanding it." Fam, expansion of the universe was proven in 1925. Before they thought it was a flaw, now they call it the Hubble's law. We're also taught that the sun and the moon rotate in their orbits. We read, It is He who created the night and the day, the sun and the moon, each floating in its orbit. This was proven with the invention of telescope by Galileo in 1610. People couldn't know any of this before then. In regards to life on earth, God tells us, "Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joint entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Then will they not believe?" It has only recently been discovered that the origin of life on Earth are hydrothermal vents deep in the ocean, and the Big Bang is how our universe started, matter joined together in a single point, then separated and expanded. Could an Arab know and claim this 1400 years ago? Fam, you know the honest answer to that is no. And God informs us in chapter 99, verse 7 to 8, that whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it, and whoever does an atom's weight of evil will see it. Weight of an atom, fam. Atoms were discovered in 1897. How could this have been said by a human before then? Consider another amazing phenomenon of words and their count throughout the Quran. Life appears 145 times, and death 145. 20 times appear the word woman, and 20 times man. This world 115 times, and the afterlife 115. Angels 88 times, and so is demons, the shayateen. Good deeds 167, wrongdoing 167. 77 times hell, and 77 times heaven. There are many more, and they don't follow each other for us to think that maybe they were just written together. No, fam, the words are all spread out. You can only notice the pattern when you count them, and you need a computer to do that. Fam, the information offered is so diverse, not even limited to physics, astronomy, mathematics, and biology, and this is yet another sign that Quran isn't a man-made ideology. This book hasn't been changed, and it's almost 1400 years old. Its text has been memorized by millions of people across the globe. If all printed Qurans were to suddenly disappear, we still would not lose a single dot, as the scripture in its full can be repeated by so many, from memory, word by word. And it teaches us how to purify from evil and attain salvation, how to be righteous, strong, and kind, how to unite and avoid separation. It teaches us how to treat family, orphans, and the weak, how to gain courage, compassion, and attain the peace that we seek. It teaches us how to rise up if we're oppressed, how to go from fear and sadness to being blessed. Fam, there's just so much to it. No matter how much I write, I cannot mention all of it, even if I tried. You gotta read it for yourself and see if it will do you any good. Because fam, this book changed the whole of Arabia and shaped the rest of the world. It is a miracle of miracles. There's nothing like it on earth. Millennia after being revealed, its followers are almost 2 billion strong, because the truth is clear from falsehood when you could tell the right from wrong.